President Biden protected Social Security. President Biden protected Medicare. President Biden protected Medicaid. President Biden protected veterans. President Biden protected the Inflation Reduction Act. President Biden protected the clean energy tax credits that will be transformational. President Biden protected billions of dollars in funding to combat environmental injustice. And President Biden protected the American people from the types of devastating cuts proposed by right-wing extremists that would have hurt millions of everyday Americans.
Just name calling just ain't gonna get it. I mean, really. I mean, these fools act like they in elementary school. I mean, a preschooler could have done better than that. So let's swiftly fact check Representative Jeffries on this, courtesy of our friends at The Lever. Shout out to The Lever for staying on top of this administration at all times. This headline right here. Y'all, I want to throw up so many papers right now. I really, really do. I'm just so over this. Debt deal gives fossil fuel lobby a legal shield. Now you just heard Representative Hakeem Jeffries said that President Biden is protecting the environment, but here we are, this headline, that deal gives fossil fuel lobby a legal shield. That's exactly what it does. Industry donations flowed to key Dem senators just before a major pipeline approval was slipped into the debt ceiling bill. And let us not forget the Willow Project. We have a current president and Joseph R. Biden who said that he would protect public lands from further drilling. The Willow Project is one of the worst. Environmental justice activists and other climate scientists are out there ringing the bell, sounding the alarm, letting it be known that Mother Earth is in trouble, which means we are in trouble. But yet this current president is allowing that to take place, even worse than what President Donald J. Trump did at the time. And so when you have people who care more about the personality, the cult of personality, than they do about the issues themselves, this is very, very telling, because if President Donald J. Trump had pushed for the Willow Project, which I believe absolutely he would have, these same neoliberals will be crying bloody murder. But since it is President Biden, they saying ne'er word. They believe, as Representative Hakeem Jeffries does, that President Biden is the savior. I don't know why Representative Hakeem Jeffries is calling him a savior though, because the president was just quoted as saying, don't compare him to the Almighty. This headline right here, push for IRS cuts, confirmed top GOP priority, enabling tax cheating by the super rich. Further evidence that this was never about the debt. It's about squeezing families to protect billionaires. This reporting coming from Common Dreams. Where's all that protection that Representative Hakeem put out there? The Congressional Budget Office, the CBO, noted last month that cutting the $80 billion from the IRS funding boost that Democratic lawmakers approved as part of the Inflation Reduction Act would add to the federal budget deficit by constraining the agency's ability to audit the tax returns of rich individuals and corporations. So here we are yet again. The ultra wealthy are winning, and Big Mama and Big Papa in the hoods where they misunderstood all over this country, rural, urban, or suburban, are losing. And this headline right here, just in case you need some more. GOP's desired work requirements for federal aid would kick roughly 21 million from anti-poverty programs. This is the sad state of affairs that we are being led to believe that this is the best that this administration has to offer. That actually, if you listen to Representative Hakeem Jeffries, we should be kissing behinds and thanking God that we have such public servants, that really President Biden has just saved us from those naughty, nasty, rotten members of the GOP, when in fact he did not save anybody from the rotten, nasty GOP. The GOP basically got much of what they wanted. Consciously, I'm just baffled here right now. I really am. I'm very, very disappointed, because the type of power that this president has, the type of power that the Democrats had in the 117th Congress, for God's sakes, and the fact that they control two levers of power, they control the Senate and the presidency, and this is the best that the American people can get.
I think, man, we see how liberalism Liberalism in this instance being illustrated in like the kumbaya, we can touch all the American people, is making it showing that you actually able to have these contradictory statements where you can say, I helped all these different people in all these different industries. And it's like, now hold on, you can't help fossil fuel, natural oil and gas and environmental justice.
Come on.
Just don't go together. And it just show how, you feel me, like the selective moral outrage that come from a lot of neoliberal, minded liberal people that, because you're right, if Trump would have done this, man, we would have had people jumping out the window talking about how much we have to preserve and think about CO2 emissions and climate change and all the buzzwords about ice caps melting. But Joe Biden did it, and we see that, in many instances, we see personality being put over policy, personality being put over the general welfare, what's going down. And that's just, what I'm saying, sadly, what's going on. You know what I mean? The last thing I'll say is that there is a little bit of illusion of choice going on here. We see that there is a lot of patterns between what the RNC and DNC do, and we recognize there are particular industries that don't got to give a damn about who's in office. Natural gas being one of those ones. You see what I'm saying? That being said, education is elevation, and I think that we in for some come 2024 because we have a lot of disarray and chaos that's going to have a big impact on how people go to the polls, how much people believe going to the polls, how much effort and energy people willing to go into the polls, and then the whole dialogue that you and I gotta deal with we talking about Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, or whatever social media street we gonna be on. It's gonna impact our jobs and how we're trying to raise political literacy, political, advocacy. It's gonna make our jobs hard.
It really will, Conscious, and we want more people to get involved, but people are really feeling suffocated, put upon. They don't believe that these systems work. And when you have two political parties who show very clearly that they really do not give a damn about changing or enhancing the material conditions of everyday people in this nation, it really blunts people's belief in the system or their ability or them even wanting to participate at all. There's no shortage here. They always have opportunities for the wealthiest to win all the time, the ultra wealthy, because I'm not against wealth, but the ultra wealthy win time and time again. But the people who lose time and time again, whether it's a Democrat or a Republican, so far has been the everyday people of this nation. It is a sad state of affairs that we are facing right now at this particular moment in 2023 going into 2024. God knows I am expecting and praying for a miracle. Come on, American people, we don't have to accept things.
Before you move on real quick, we see how DNC and RNC has a knack of being able to put a black body in front of us and say whatever the hell they want them to say.
Black faith in high places does not mean that the system changes.